everyone please stand. Let's start with our prayer. Let's pray. Father in heaven, we thank you, we praise you, we adore you, we glorify you, O God. Lord, we ask for forgiveness for our sins and mistakes. And today, Lord, as we having our class, be the center of our class. Guide us, give us strength, knowledge, and wisdom, and lead us to victory in our lives. All this we pray, in Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Will you take your seat? Alright, so, for today's lesson, I'll be checking your attendance through our quiz later. Okay? So, I'll be not calling your name one by one, and later we'll be having our quiz, and that will serve as your attendance. Alright, so for today's lesson, before we start with our lesson, let's have a short, exciting activity. Okay? I'll be dividing you into two groups. Let's count 1, 2, 1, 2. Ready?
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1.
Alright, so now we are already have two groups. What we're going to do is that we'll be having our line here, two vertical lines for group 1 and for group 2. And then I'll place, relax, I'll place a trash can here, and then it will serve as our ring or a ring, and then prepare a scratch paper, and that will serve as your ball to shoot in our trash can. And then before you start shooting the ball, I'll be presenting you a puzzle, which is our activity number 1 today. Alright, is it clear? Our presentation is clear? Yes. Alright, so I'll be showing you a jumbled word search puzzle, and then your goal or your task is to look for the terms or word or names in our puzzle, and before you have a chance to found or write the word in our board, you have to shoot the scratch paper first in your trash cans. Is my instructions clear?
Yes, sir.
The first team who got 3 points will be the winner of our first activity. Alright, so now let's move. Group 1 here, group 2 here. Yes, kindly move the chairs, guys. Alright, very good. Kindly move the chairs. Kindly move backward 5 steps. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, we'll be shooting our papers one by one. If you don't shoot, you move backward, and then the another player will attempt to shoot the paper. Okay? Once you shoot the paper, there is whiteboard marker here, and one for each group. Then once you shoot the paper, write your answers here for group 1. You move here. Group 2, you move here. Write your answers here. Alright, let's start. Are you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Ready. Okay, so wait, not yet. Okay, so here's our puzzle. Alright, I'll start by counting on ready. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, next player. Okay, take the whiteboard marker. Basketball and toys. Okay, yes. Get your papers, guys. Get your papers. Get your papers. Okay, wala pa na. Guys, one, good shot. Right. Distance, same with the other group. shoot. Very good. Group 1 is on the head. Go. Continue, continue. Alright. Go. How about the group 1? Go, still attempt to shoot. At least you have a chance. Next, next. Alright, group 2, group 3, group 1, cover. Ball. Very good. Next. Alright, having a hard time. Blue, we have steal there. Steal. Or even foul. Where is it? Tick-tock. Steal, foul, and even curry. They are having a hard time. Group 1. You can team up. You can team up. You can team up. We have dunk there. Dunk. Word dunk. Where is curry? Can you?
Yeah.
No. Curry. Where is curry? Alright, group 2, group 2 got the curry. Next game, even natin. Okay, go ahead. We still have dunk. Where is dunk? Where is dunk? Where is dunk? For the steal. Foul, where is foul? Okay, good job. Where is dunk? Where is dunk? Where is dunk? Group 2, you can steal. If you want. Shoot, try to shoot first. Okay. So, we still have shoot. Okay, 7 words. That is all. Clappers for everyone. Kindly sit down. Fix our chairs. Take your papers. So our leader for today is group number 1. Very good. Clappers for group 1. Everyone is a winner. We all exert our effort. First, where is the word dog? In the third row, dog. Okay? Second, basketball. Very obvious.
Yes.
Basketball. The third one is shoot. Where is it? This one, shoot, ball, gulo ng basketball. At the end of basketball. Okay? Actually, it's not really there. Additional, okay? Next, points. Where is points? Here. How about curry? Where is curry? This one, curry. And for foul, we have here, foul. And there is another word. Another word, because ball isn't counted. For the steal. This will define which group will win. There is another one word. Steal. Steal. We have, I can smell the competition here. Being competitive. Where is the steal word? S-T-E-A-L. Where is it? Alright! For the steal, we have our group to as winner. Wow! So again, everyone is winner and everyone exert their effort looking for terms, words, and names. So now, here's the thing. Those words, those terms are connected into what sport? Yes. Basketball. Very good. Doctor? So, our topic for today is about basketball. Our topic for today is about basketball. And now, who would like to define what is basketball? Yes?
I think basketball is one of the most world popular team sports, which is played by two teams with 5 players in a rectangular court with a basket on each side.
Wow, very good. That is correct. Okay. And another observe or have you watched basketball? Yes.
So, basketball is a team sport wherein the players aims to shoot the ball through the basket or the ring, horizontally positioned to gain score points with a set of rules.
All right. Proper for me. So that is basketball. Now, before basketball of what it is today, as basketball, how famous it is now today, basketball has its own history. Okay? So, history. Now, anyone would like to, or anyone who has idea in regards with the history of basketball? Who invented basketball? Anyone? Alright. Yes.
Or I know the basketball was invented by James Naismith.
James Naismith. Very good. That is for you. So, basketball is invented by Dr. James Naismith on December 1891. Alright? So, remember his name, guys, and remember his face. This is what Dr. James Naismith looks like. Alright. Next, in our history, I need turn off the... Alright. Alright, so in basketball, Dr. James Naismith invented basketball with a ball from football. Alright? During that time, there is no a certain or invented already a ball of basketball. The ball used was a soccer ball or a football ball. Alright? And during that time, there is no rim also. The rim being used was a pitch basket. Okay? They were using a pitch basket without a hole on each end. So when they shoot, they will get it again, and then they will start, and then they will shoot again, and then they will get it again in the pitch basket. So that's how they played basketball before. And now, that rim or that pitch basket is placed for about 10 feet. Imagine 10 feet. Our height, obviously in about 5 feet. How high though is a 10 feet ring or a pitch basket. Okay? Next for our history, we have the 1898. Right? 1898, the first professional basketball. Anyone would like to read about 1898? Yes, take it in.
1898, the first professional basketball league is called National Basketball League.
Alright, National Basketball League. So, those leagues are invented for us, the players of the basketball, to be protected by the rules. Because during that time, basketball was more like rock sports, it's more of physical contact, and then nowadays, because of the leagues, associations, basketball is more like a sport wherein they protect the players for their safety. Right? And on June 6, anyone would like to read? Yes.
June 6, 1946, National Basketball Association was formed.
National Basketball Association was formed. That is, I know you guys are familiar with basketball, with NBA, right?
Yes.
So I know you have seen this kind of logo. Okay? Before, the NBA logo was look like this. It's just a ball, and then National Basketball Association. And then it continuously improving by this sign, by this logo, and then this one who is dribbling, that player is called Jeremy West. Okay? Jeremy West from Los Angeles Lakers. He is a player from LA Lakers. Alright? And then the recent NBA logo is now changed also into a diamond, like diamond. And then it's just same logo, and then they just form a diamond shape here. Why diamond? Because they are celebrating their 75th anniversary. Right? So that's why they changed their logo into a diamond. Right? Alright, are you guys now familiar with the history of basketball? Yes. Alright, so now let's proceed with the equipments and facilities in basketball. So first, we have our basketball court. Who would like to read? Yes. Yes, go ahead.
Basketball court, the size of the court depends on the play, and the playing level. The size of the court of NBA and college game is 20 feet long and 50 feet wide. It is smaller high school and junior high.
Alright, thank you, Maria, for our basketball court. So, our basketball court is look like this. And we have those lines that will set rules and guidelines for our basketball. And for our second equipment or facilities, we have number 2. Go ahead. You can go closely.
Backyard ring. For the ring or hoop, the regulation height above the ground is 10 feet and the ring is 18 inches in diameter. The backboards are 6 feet wide, 72 inches by 42 inches tall, with the inner square 24 inches wide by 18 inches tall.
Alright, very good. Covers for Carlo. So that is how backboard and ring look like. Right? For professional league, backboard and ring has its game clock and shot clock. Okay? So this one is for the game clock, meaning the clock for the whole game of basketball. And this one, that is a bigger number, is called shot clock. So we'll be discussing it more when we focus on the rules and regulation of basketball next week. But for now, let's just focus on the equipment and facilities in basketball. And for the third one, which is the most important, is read.
Ball. The ball in basketball is an inflated sphere with an outer cover measuring 75 to 78 centimeter in circumference and weighing 600 to 650 grams. It must be made of leather in the official feedback.
Alright, thank you, Elsa. First for me, for her. Alright, so for our ball, there is exact sizes or exact weight, because when the ball is too heavy, it might cause injury to our players. Right? So most probably our fingers will go broke. Right? And when the ball is too light, the ball has tendency into that the players would not able to control it that much. Right? So here is our 3 common equipment and facilities. Everyone, please think. Number 1 is
Basketball court.
Second one?
Backboard and ring.
And the third one is?
Ball.
Okay. Now, you all know the equipment and facilities in basketball. And now, let's proceed with our basic skills. What are the skills we need to learn in basketball? Okay? Everyone, please repeat. Number one is
Shooting.
second,
Dribbling.
third one,
Passing.
and the last one is
Rebounding.
right. Very good. Now let's proceed one by one. Let's start with shooting. Anyone would like to read? Yes?
Shooting is the most important basic skill in basketball. Let's start on the target.
Alright, thank you, Maria. Numbers for her. Alright, so remember in basic skills in shooting, we have the big. Okay? Remember when you're shooting, you have to remember the term big. Big is for balance your body. You have to be in balance your body. How do we stay in balance? You have to be feet apart, and then chest out, and then straight your back. And most probably, we used to bend our knees, and then straighten our back. So that is how we maintain our balance. And you have to tighten your muscle. Okay? Next, elbow in. When we say elbow in, it should be at least 90 or in this picture we can see Stephen Curry is almost shooting the ball. So in the first place, it should be like L, like 90 degrees. Right? Elbow in. And then eyes on the target. Alright? Remember, eyes on the target. Not eyes on your crush. Okay? Not eyes on the audience. Eyes on the target. Very good. Okay, and the last one is follow through. When we say follow through, the last thing or the last part of your body who will touch the ball should be your fingertips. Your three fingertips in the middle. They are the last part of your body that are going to touch the ball. That is what we call follow through. And when we use follow through, most probably the ball will rotate backwards. And when the ball rotates backwards, it has a greater chance to make it a point or a score. Alright? So, shooting, how it's done, that I'll see in our video. Alright. So yan, as you can see, we have our balance and eyes on the target. Alright, so that is shooting. Now, let's proceed with our second skill, which is dribbling. Go ahead.
Dribbling allows the player to advance with the ball and move around the court while in possession of the ball. This involves bouncing the ball off the floor with your hands as you cover the ball.
Alright, thank you, Piolo. So that is dribbling. Okay? So if you want to move with the ball in basketball court, you have to dribble. Because once you dribble and you have the ball possession, you will be called for a traveling or a violation. So when you have the ball and you want to move, you have to dribble. Okay, so now, how to dribble the ball? Alright, so that is how you dribble the ball. You have to balance your body, and then you have to use your fingertips, not the full hand, the palm, the fingertips. Okay, fingertips, the one who controls the ball, not this one. Because if you just use this one, you just travel misdirection. Alright? So you have to use your fingertips and spread your fingertips as you can. Alright? And then the other arm, who is not breathing, the other arm, off arm, will be protecting the ball. It is called arm bar. Okay? Arm bar because it should be as strong as bars. When someone or when your defender tries to steal the ball, you have to protect the ball by using your arm bar. And when you dribble with your right hand, left hand will protect arm bar. When you dribble with your left hand, right arm will protect. Right? That is what we call armbar. Very good. Now, and in dribbling, remember also you have to stay with your balance. Okay? You really have to what we call this as athletic stance. Okay? When we say athletic stance, you have to bend your knees and then straighten your back and then chest out, tighten your core. Because when you do this, your balance is more stabilized, or you will not lose your balance easily. Okay? Because when someone pushes you, for example, I'm here, Piolo. For example, when Piolo has the ball and is just standing there, when someone push him, easily push, right? But when Piolo do the athletic stance, bend your knees, straight your back, chest out, tighten your core, when someone push him, is much stronger. Right? Alright, thank you. So, that is how we do in our basketball. Every time, you should be in your balance. Okay? Next skill, number 3. Anyone would like to read? Yes. First part.
Passing. It is an important skill since basketball is a team game where the group should function as one and each player should be involved in playing the game.
Alright. Thank you, Joshua. Clappers for him. Next, for 2 types of pass. Godwin, please read.
2 types of pass. Air pass travels between players within hitting the floor. Air passes include the chest pass, a pass that hangs from a chest to the receiver's chest level. Overhead pass comes from a forehead. Bounce pass is a throw to the floor so that it bounces to the intended receiver.
Alright, thank you, Godwin. Clappers for Godwin. So, for our passing, it really shows that in basketball there is sportsmanship. Because when you pass, you trust your teammate. Okay? And then there are 2 types of pass. Each pass has a specific purpose or specific reason why you should do this kind of pass. Alright? For example, let's start with air pass. In air pass, we have, it's a pass wherein it doesn't touch the floor, and we have 2 kinds of air pass. We have the chest pass and the overhead pass. Now, for the chest pass, we use chest pass in a scenario wherein we have to make an accurate pass or a precise or a more a speed kind of pass. So that is one situation why we use chest pass. Okay? Now, for overhead pass, we use overhead pass when we are facing a smaller defender. Okay? So for example, if your defender is too small, you can use overhead pass. And when you use overhead pass, you have to make sure that your pass comes from your forehead or on this top, not on this back. Why? Because when it comes, the overhead pass starts with this, someone might steal the ball. Right? And when someone hit this ball, it's an easy steal for your opponent. So you have to make sure that when you use overhead pass, you have to put it in your top or even in your forehead. Okay? So again, we're using overhead pass for a smaller defenders. Alright. Next, for bounce pass, for bounce pass, so it's a bounce pass wherein you intend to bounce the ball in the ground or on the floor. So when do we use bounce pass? We use bounce pass when the defender is taller than you. Okay? Because when the defender is taller than you have no chance to use overhead because it is easy for him to steal. He doesn't need to jump. He just needs to raise his hand. Alright? So, but when you use bounce pass, you can easily pass it to your teammate. Right? Because might be is too big, can easily go down. Huh? It's having a hard time to go down. So you can use bounce pass. Okay? And when you use bounce pass, you will always go for the 3-4. Okay? For example, please stand, Lolo, there. Okay? So, for example, imagine a line between me and Piolo. I'm the one who holds the ball. So there is 1-4, 1/2, and 3-4. I have to pass the ball in 3-4 line mark. Because when you pass the ball in 1/2 line, it will bounce high. Okay? But when you pass it in the 3-4 line, it will directly to his chest. It would be an easy pass for him. Alright? Thank you, Mark. Now, on bounce pass, always remember, for our passing, a good pass is a pass wherein your teammate can catch. Okay? So, even though you have to pass like bounce, air pass, overhead pass, always make sure that your teammate is ready to catch your ball, the ball. Okay? Now, how pass looks like? Let's start with the overhead passing. Alright, so for example, this is our teammate. Overhead pass, you have to step forward, depending, you can move left or right. Chest pass. And then bounce pass. As you can see, I pass it almost here, not here. Alright, so that is the 3-4 time we're in. It will really assure that your teammate can catch it. Alright, for the fourth one, we have, yes?
Rebounding. One of the major skills of the game. Grabbing a rebound means making your team gain the chance to quick under. When the other team actually moves it, it can be offensive or defensive rebound.
Alright, thank you, John. Alright, so rebounding is when someone shoots the ball, it's either your teammate or the opponent, and then fails to shoot, and then you jump, and then get the ball, that is rebound. So, what is the difference between offensive and defensive rebound? For example, your teammate shoots the ball, and it doesn't go in, and then when you jump and receive, that is defensive rebound. Okay? That is offensive rebound. Okay? Now, for defensive rebound, when your opponent shoots the ball and then you jump and it fails to go in, and then you jump, you rebound, you take the rebound, that is defensive rebound. Okay? Now, how rebounding looks like. So just imagine someone shoots the ball and then I'm trying to rebound it. Okay? That is rebounding. And commonly, in rebounding, you really have to jump high, timing, and you have to get your own timing, jump high, and strength. You really have a strength to push your opponent to have an advantage to them. Alright, so now, we're done with our basic skills. So what are those? Again, we have rebounding. So those four basic skills are important skills in basketball. Now, let me ask you, among these four, what do you think is the most important basic skill in basketball? Anyone would like to raise? Yes, Mark Jason.
Shooting, sir.
Because
Shooting is very important because it is the most it is the it can be added to your scores or where your team can be can win or lose. So shooting is the most important among the basic skills.
alright, covers for me. That is absolutely correct. Because among these four skills, shooting is the only skill that has a point. Okay? Even though you are good at dribbling, it has no point. Even you are good at dribbling, it has no point. Even you are good at rebounding, it has no point. But these skills will let you easily to make a point. Okay? So it doesn't mean they are not important. They are actually as important as shooting, but in shooting, it is a skill where it counts with 8 points. Alright? So now, we're done with our equipment, history, skills, and now it's time for us to strengthen ourselves and play some basketball, and let's do some basic skills in basketball. So we'll be doing drills in regards with basic skills in basketball, shooting, etc., and we will proceed in our gymnasium. Alright, so everyone pack up and get your things done. Alright, to make us organized, let's start with the first thing. Go ahead, let's go for our gym. Okay, second line. Go ahead. Alright. Continue na yung video. Alright, sit down. Did you guys enjoy our activity? Yes! So make sure to drink some water, change your clothes if you can, if you have extra clothes. Don't let the sweat in your body stays for a long time. That will cause acid. Alright, now take some rest, water break, short, and then we'll have a learnings in our basketball. As we do our drills in basketball in gym recently, what are your learnings or takeaways in basketball in our class discussion for the day? Yes, Rhea.
So, sportsmanship is great in serving basketball, especially with the basic skill called passing.
Alright, very good. Proper for Rhea. So, yeah, that is actually correct. You can really observe the sportsmanship spirit. When we say sportsmanship, it's about teamwork. Even though they are not your teammates, sportsmanship shows really in passing. Right? It means you trust your teammate, you trust your teammate that you can shoot, you can make a point, or you can make a way for you guys, for your team to make a score. Okay? So another takeaways for learnings in our lesson.
Their basketball is not a game of one person, involves 5 individuals who share the same interest and goals and basketball
Alright, proper for Pedro. Very good, thank you, Pedro. It's actually correct because in basketball, you have to work as one. Even though you are a good individual player, you surely would not really take you into championship games, into final games. Because you just the one strong, and how about the 4 players? Huh? It's a team sport, not individual sports. Alright, I think you guys are all ready with our class. I'll remove this one and I'll remove our PowerPoint presentation. And let's get ready for our quiz. Prepare 1/4 for our quiz. Get your 1/4. Alright, so you guys are ready? You're ready 1/4? Okay, let's start with number 1. Okay, so okay yan, cut tayo dyan, cut tayo ng video, and then, for example, we're done with quiz. We're done with our quiz. Okay, so now, clappers for everyone. Okay, so now we're done with our basic skills. You already have demonstrated the skills in basketball, and then you have our quiz. And next meeting, we'll be having our topic in regards to rules and regulation in basketball, how to play it, and also we'll be improving your basic skills in basketball. Did you guys learn in our lesson for today?
Yes, sir.
So see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, class.
Goodbye.